Represent the values that you stand for. God, Family, and Guns merchandise is now in the link below. Our neighbors to the north, Canada, based on events that didn't even take place in Canada, decided to push for laws causing a freeze on all handgun purchases. In other words, making handguns absolutely illegal in that entire country, almost virtually overnight if this goes through. And, this is something that should make people wonder if this could possibly happen in the U.S. And that's what we're going to talk about. Because what we're seeing is, anytime the gun debate takes place in our country, essentially you have one side pushing for extreme actions, and then you have the other side just digging in their heels saying, because you're so extreme, you're not getting anything. And ultimately what you have is people on one side pushing harder than ever before for extreme measures. Obviously, if you see our government working together on anything, it's not going to be that way. Because, again, you'll have half the country saying they demand extremism and half the country saying you're not getting anything. And this extremism is something like putting a freeze on handgun purchases or making it illegal to even own a handgun anywhere in this country. Well, is this possible? I'm going to say yes and no. I do believe it is very possible in a lot of local jurisdictions. It's very possible that a state could do this. It's very possible that a county could do it, or a city, for example, because if you go to like Pennsylvania, you could travel through Pennsylvania and enjoy a lot of free Second Amendments, luxuries, but then you go to Philadelphia and all that is erased. The second you cross that city line, it's all erased. You have no Second Amendment right once you cross the city limits of Philadelphia. So it's very possible that a city could do it, but could the country do it? Well, yes, they could do it. Under the current condition, I don't think they could, because I do believe that we're pretty much right at 50-50. And, if anything, in the 2020 election, it might go one way or the other, but it's going to stay right at around 50-50. So there's no way you're going to get this thing through. But, again, we've seen, like we saw in Virginia, you can lose your rights overnight because after one election, it can all change based on one election. So if that needle goes towards the extremism just a little bit more, we could definitely see a moment in time where literally overnight there's freezes on certain types of Second Amendment weapons. So, is it possible? Yeah. Under the current condition, I don't believe nationwide it is. More so, I also believe that even if legislators chose to go that direction, I don't believe the Supreme Court is going to allow that to take place either. Doesn't mean they can't pack it in the future either. But under the current conditions, I do not see this happening. But fast forward to next January, could be a whole other world pretty quick based on just one election. And I think Canada is staring at that. I think seeing Virginia do what it did a few years ago, it shows us that it is definitely possible. You're only one election away from losing your Second Amendment rights, whether it be state, local, or nationwide. So, but I don't believe this is going to happen under the current status quo. But as we've seen, things change pretty darn quick around here lately. So love to have any insight that you might have in that. Put it in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel through Patreon, that link is also below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.